All right, welcome back for an update on the strip and flip, my flip property here in St. Louis, Missouri. We're about halfway through the process, so I wanted to do another walkthrough for you and just show you what's happening and talk a little bit about the things that have popped up or the problems we've had to problem solve already in this process, because as we know, flips never go exactly as you plan them. So we're out in front right now. Not a lot has changed out here because I'm going to save a lot of the landscaping and stuff for later. We'll have to strip down these railings and repaint them a little bit, but you will see that there's new windows throughout, and we've got the new front doors. So we'll get a picture in here where you can see what it looks like before this. It's amazing how much the front of the property has changed just from windows and a new front door. So let's go through now. I went through about 18 different shades of white trying to figure out what color to use in here. And I really love this one on some walls, and on other walls, I think it looks really yellow. So it'll be interesting to see how this all comes together when all the finishes are in. We don't have the new lighting in yet, so that might be a factor as well. But it's just supposed to be kind of a very nice, neutral, creamish white. But the most exciting thing recently is the kitchen is in. So you can see in here, we've got the wall opened up, the nice new flooring in, and then these really beautiful kind of deeper green cabinets that I think come off as a cool neutral, but green seems to be really in right now. It's my favorite color, so I just had to do a house with green cabinets. Basically, I'm living vicariously through this house because I want green cabinets in my own house. They're gonna be painting and getting all of the appliances in here, and then we should have countertops in at the end of this month, so it's about a week and a half away. For the rest of the house, it's mostly been paints and new doors. The light fixtures will go in a little bit later, but we do have the bathroom started now. So we've got the new tub and the tile surround in there. They're gonna be doing the tile floors soon. And we'll be putting in a cool new vanity that I found on Wayfair. And then of course these rooms are mostly just, they're rooms with closets. But I think with the fresh paint, we'll be putting trim in towards the end. All these floors will be refinished kind of right at the end of the project. We want that to be one of the last things we do here. And I think it's all just gonna feel really fresh and bright and new. And I'm so excited to see how it all looks and feels at that point. The biggest transformation in this house, besides of course opening up that kitchen and making it really beautiful, is that basement where we're adding a legal fourth bedroom with an egress window and adding a second full bathroom. So let's go look at that. All right, we're in the basement. This area is going to continue to be kind of a second living space, and to make sure that it felt pretty open and roomy, we took down the drop ceilings, and instead of drywalling up there, we just spray painted everything black. I've seen this in a lot of houses and I like it a lot. I think it's another very on-trend thing to do in a basement space. We can't walk in the bathroom right now because they just put some leveling concrete down in there. On the other side of the shower wall is going to be the toilet and vanity, and then across from the shower, toilet, and vanity is where we will have the washer, dryer, and a couple little cabinets for storage and a little folding table on top of that. And then back here is where the legal fourth bedroom will be. Unfortunately, this is one of the biggest delays in my timeline right now. Thanks to a very, very rainy spring here in St. Louis, we just haven't had enough dry days for them to bring the equipment up onto the grass to be able to put the egress window in where this small basement window is. So that just keeps getting pushed back and back and back. And that means we can't finish with the framing on this side, and we can't drywall over there, and we can't paint over there. Fortunately, it's just one wall that we're going to have to deal with at the end, but it's one of those things that comes up sometimes. You can't control Mother Nature, and right now she's really playing with me and with my projects. But in this room, it will be a really great fourth bedroom. Obviously, it's huge. We have some nice scan lighting up here so that we are kind of maintaining the ceiling space in the basement. And then this space that we have for the closet was pre-existing, but it was done in kind of a shoddy fashion. So they actually kind of pulled out all of what they used for the walls down here, maintained the framing, and then put up new drywall so that it's a fully drywalled closet for this fourth bedroom that we're making down here. A cool thing about this property that I'll have to make sure I point out in the listing at some point is that this door to the side, you can kind of easily create an in-law suite or almost an income suite if you wanted to in that basement space. All it would take would be making sure there is a closed and locked door into the kitchen and main living space up here, because there's a separate entrance that goes down to this basement. If someone wanted to add a little kitchenette down there, it could be a place for an in-law or make someone's primary home also have an income producing aspect to it. So I think that's a pretty cool setup in this property. Another fun thing that has happened so far on this journey with this flip is probably just a week or two in, after demo had happened, we realized from someone coming through, one of the subcontractors coming through, they called me and said, hey, did you know that there's a leak happening? Somehow the pipes that had been capped, something caused them to start leaking into both the bathroom and into the kitchen. And on the bathroom side, it started to flow into this little bit of hallway. So it actually kind of warped some of the wood we had here, and my contractor was really on top of it. He got over here, he made sure everything was shut off. He got some fans in here, but we did end up having to replace a few of these floorboards here as well. Fortunately, this happened early on and not after we had already refinished all these floors. Fun with flipping. We just walked through my flip called the Strip and Flip here in St. Louis, and it's about the midway point, and I wanted to share a budget update with you guys as well. When I was first walking through this property, and in my very initial video where I was giving you my vision for this property, I was estimating my renovation budget to be around $80,000. Now, I've mentioned in other videos about the timeline of a flip that once you get a property under contract, you can do a lot of due diligence, but you really don't know everything until after you've closed, because it can be difficult to get all those contractors through in a timely manner and actually get the final bid. So about a week or so after closing on the property, hello mittens, about a week or so after closing on the property, I had final bids from all my contractors, from my GC, and my budget had already ballooned up a little bit from about $80,000 to $89,645, so almost $10,000 swing. This is why you should always give yourself some extra room in your budget and in what you think you're going to be able to do, and maybe be conservative in a lot of your numbers. So that was a little bit bigger swing than I expected. And now that we're halfway through, I've also spent a little more money in a few places. So actually my budget is currently trending around $94,000 total for this flip. So I'm a little bit over budget, needless to say. The good news is I've been watching other properties coming on the market. It's pretty hot here in St. Louis in the central area where I'm flipping this property. And I just saw a property recently go up for sale, and it closed at about $30,000 above ask. I think it's very much a seller's market currently in this particular neighborhood and area of St. Louis. So I'm hopeful I can push that $350,000 price point just a little bit to make up for some of my overages in this budget. But let's talk about what the overages are right now from when I first got my final bids to where I am now at the midpoint. The biggest one for me has been with the kitchen. So we were estimating up front it would take about $15,000 to completely redo that kitchen. My actual bid came in at about $16,595, and now I'm at over $20,000 spent on this kitchen. Part of that is because of opening up the wall. I also ended up going with more expensive cabinets. I wanted something that was really unique and fun and on trend, and I picked those beautiful green cabinets, but they cost about $2,600 more than my contractor budgeted for cabinets. I also ended up spending more on countertops, almost $1,500 more in countertops, because I wanted to make sure I had that peninsula and that it had an overhang into the living room for a little eat-up peninsula for this kitchen, because it's a small house, there's not a dining room. So I think that's very much worth it, but that means that I am over budget quite a bit on the kitchen. It's over $20,000 for a kitchen in a pretty small house. So that escalated quickly. The main floor, it's not a huge increase, but I did spend a little bit extra, about $300 more on interior doors than my contractor allotted for. I just wanted those pretty 5-panel doors. It wasn't the standard run-of-the-mill 6-panel. It has a little more character to it. I don't know if that will really pay off, but at the end of the day, it's only $300 more, so that's not a huge swing in my budget. In the basement, From the point that I first started budgeting to where we are now, it went up almost $5,000, and that's mainly based on additional costs for the egress window and for some crack injections in the basement to make sure everything's really solid and tight as we finish this basement out. That has not increased any further, but that was a big change from that $80,000 budget to my now $94,000 budget. And then another big swing from my very initial budget to where I am now was the windows. I was expecting to spend around $350 per window for purchase plus install. I was way off. I was obviously operating on numbers from a few years ago because it was almost $200 more per window. So that was a several $1,000s swing in my budget as well. So I'm over budget, but I'm having fun and the market seems strong, so I'm still hopeful that this will be a lucrative flip for me. Maybe instead of $30,000 to $40,000 made, it'll be $25,000 to $35,000 made. Again, I will keep you updated through the whole process, and I will be sure to give you a full report after it's completely renovated, the sale has been made, and I've run all of my numbers. Thanks for being here. Keep learning, keep growing, and have fun.